This week in Women in Sports, the WNBA All-Star teams are set. We're breaking down who's Team Clark and who will be Team Collier. Plus, from Lakeville to the WNBA, we're catching up with Rachel Banham. And later, how would you train for a 100-mile race? See how one Minnesotan did it and what's pushing her.
WCCO's Women in Sports, sponsored by Franson Bank and Trust.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Marielle Mohs, and here at WCCO, we are celebrating the highlights of female athletes in this new digital segment called Women in Sports. We'll share news stories with you every week right here as we do our part to give these athletes the recognition they deserve. First up, the teams are now set for the WNBA All-Star Game. Caitlin Clark had the first overall pick in the draft by being #1 in the fan vote. She picked Indiana teammate Aaliyah Boston, New York's Sabrina Ionescu, Las Vegas's Asia Wilson, and Phoenix's Satu Sabally to complete her starting five. As for Lynx's Napheesa Collier, she picked her unrivaled business partner Brianna Stewart, as well as Atlanta's Alicia Gray, Seattle's Nneka Umake, and fellow Yukon Husky alum and Minnesota native Paige Beckers to complete her starting five. As for the coaches, Lynx head coach Cheryl Reeve and Liberty's Sandy Brundello were named All-Star coaches. Reeve was initially assigned to Team Clark, while Brundello was assigned to Team Collier, but the captains opted to switch coaches after the draft. This is Reeves' fourth time being named All-Star head coach. The 2025 WNBA All-Star Game is scheduled for July 19th. Well, Rachel Banham nearly led Chicago to what would have been a huge upset of the Lynx last weekend, but the Lynx pulled ahead in the fourth quarter as they often do, winning 80-75. Ren Clayton caught up with the Minnesotan, now a veteran of professional basketball.
It's hard to believe the player Minnesota basketball fans saw play varsity hoops as a Lakeville North 8th grader is now in her 10th season in the WNBA.
I mean, your body hurts more the older you get, for sure. But you learn to take care of yourself better and better. And I don't always have to be on my feet. You can get better by watching film and just like having conversations about basketball. I don't always have to be getting shots up. So you just make adjustments as you get older.
Rachel Banham had her share of viral moments when she played for the Gophers.
Victory for the Golden
Buzzer beaters, a 60-piece, even a tweet from Kobe Bryant. She entered the league as the 4th overall pick, but that notoriety pales in comparison to the women's game now. Her young Chicago teammates Angel Reese and Haley Van Lith are prime examples.
I think just with social media, it's different in that way. Obviously, social media plays a huge role in our presence online, and I didn't have that when I came into the league, and like obviously that's added pressure too and a lot more eyes on, but it's grown our game a lot from that because people get to see us.
She's wide open for three.
I feel like when I got in the league it was hard to even watch games, and now it's like you can find all the games, so you can watch them anywhere.
Banham put on a show against the Lynx, racking up a season-high 20 points on 6 3-pointers.
Lines up another one.
There's just something about a familiar gym.
It's pretty much the same. I mean, I love playing in the Target Center. I have really good memories here. I won a state tournament here, and I obviously played here for 4 seasons, so I just love coming here, seeing all our fans and my family.
At Target Center, Ren Clayton, WCCO Sports.
We're going to go back to Caitlin Clark for a sec. The Fever star has now returned from her second extended injury, this time from a groin strain. Clark played 25 minutes against the Golden State Valkyries earlier this week. It was her first game in about 2 weeks. She finished with 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists, and 4 turnovers on 4 of 12 from the field. Indiana lost that one, 80-61. Well, speaking of Clark, her much-anticipated matchup against Paige Beckers has officially been moved to a bigger arena. The Dallas Wings say they moved their game against the Indiana Fever to the American Airlines Center. This comes after the record-breaking attendance of more than 20,000 for their first matchup of the season. That next game is set for August 1st. In international play, the U.S. basketball team has secured a berth to next year's World Cup in Germany. The team made up of college players beat Brazil 92-84 in the FIBA AmeriCup final this week. The Americans won the AmeriCup back in 2019 and 2021. They lost to Brazil in the gold medal game in 2023. But back here in Minnesota, a big win for hundreds of girls Fastpitch players. A park board member moved their games to the same field the boys play for the rest of summer. This comes after they were forced to play on overgrown and neglected fields in Minneapolis, while the boys and adult leagues have been playing on renovated fields. I spoke with some of the players and a coach about their fight to level this playing field.
I really love this sport. It's my favorite sport, and it just makes me mad when I can't play on a nice field.
12-year-old Delaney Ulfers and 13-year-old Sophie Bricks are members of the 612 Fastpitch team in Minneapolis. Since June 1st, they've been playing and training at Todd Park. That has not been renovated since 1991, 34 years ago, and it shows.
The grass, even though it's kind of cut, will get stuck in my cleats and slow me down.
I slipped actually on the base path and fell down pretty hard because I couldn't get a good grip on the field.
The players say the bad conditions go beyond the field, concerned that there are no trash cans nearby,
no door handle,
and only one porta potty, missing a lock, covered in graffiti, and not regularly cleaned.
During our last game, we had to have one of our team moms, if we had any trash, we had to just hand it to her and she would hold it all.
Meanwhile, boys baseball and adult slow pitch leagues play here, just a few miles east at Boston Park. The improvements are drastic. Chalked baselines, covered dugouts to protect players, bleachers, ample trash bins, and a new porta potty.
We should be prioritizing young girls' softball careers over the beer leagues because it's not as much for fun and it's more for competition and team building. 612 Fastpitch coach and team dad Carl Ulfers has been fighting for better playing conditions for the last few years.
In 2023, the resolution that passed stated that immediately 6 fields were supposed to be set up for the proper fencing and distances and dugouts for the girls. Not a single one of those fields was actually delivered. We need to see follow through and real financial commitment.
Well, an American has made it to this year's women's Wimbledon final. 23-year-old Amanda Anisimova upset the world #1 Ariana Sabalenka in an exciting 3-setter. Anisimova has never played in a Grand Slam final. In fact, her best finish at a slam before this year was the French Open semis in 2019. She's now the youngest American woman to make the Wimbledon final since Serena Williams in 2004. If Anisimova wins it all, she will become the 3rd American woman to win a Grand Slam this year. Madison Keys won the Australian Open and Coco Gauff won the French. But it won't be easy. She'll be facing the former #1 and 5-time Grand Slam winner, Iga Świątek. The Polish player dominated Belinda Bencic in straight sets. The final set is set for Saturday. A Minnesota runner is 1 month away from a marathon that's a lot longer than 26.2 miles. I caught up with this ultramarathoner and her journey to compete a 100-mile race.
There's definitely fatigue sitting all through my body right now.
Which is why warm-ups are so important for Barbara Powell. She does this to help prevent any injuries. That's because Barbara is deep in training for a 100-mile run in Leadville, Colorado next month.
First and foremost, I have to start from the mindset that running 100 miles is not actually insane, right? I have to say, this actually is a sane thing that I am doing, and I want to make sure that I am, built up and ready for it.
Barbara is an ultramarathoner competing in races that are longer than a standard 26.2-mile marathon.
I really fell in love with this opportunity to push myself just a little bit farther than my mind really wanted me to go.
Part of her training included another personal milestone. She spent 12 hours straight on the treadmill at Lifetime Edina, totaling 55 miles. She would walk and run, but never stopped moving, even to eat, which is something she needs to practice for the upcoming 100-mile race.
I spent a lot of time on this puppy.
The purpose behind the pain of running this long was fundraising for the Leadville 100. She's raising money for the Lifetime Foundation.
It looks to raise money for movement programs, nutrition programs, as well as Healthy Planet and tree planting programs.
Barbara says running 100 miles is a mental and physical game, so training her mind to do this feat is just as much a priority.
It's the remarkable nature of noticing that I've really done some great inner work that I'm really proud of.
And get this, this is the second time Barbara is taking on the Leadville 100. The first time she finished in 28 hours and 15 minutes. She's hoping to beat that time in this race. Good luck, Barbara. Well, the Virginia ballet teacher has been teaching for more than 60 years. As Rob Cardwell explains, the 82-year-old continues to inspire new students to try the art form, which she compares to poetry.
If you've ever been to a performance of the Nutcracker by the Richmond Ballet, you may have talked about the performance of the grandmother. Ask her, and she'd rather you didn't.
Watch that you don't roll over in your foot.
She wants you to talk about
Carry on the second and you hold.
the people around her.
I do. I'm a teacher, so that's what I love to talk about. Pirouette to second.
Meet 82-year-old Susan Massey, tiny dancer,
Register.
mighty teacher.
Regita. I've been teaching over 60 years. I performed before that, and I was studying since 7. Pirouette and 2, fourth and a D and a straight.
Susan joined the faculty of the Richmond Ballet in 1992, but her career started after graduating from the University of Utah, receiving degrees in ballet and modern dance.
And up and a straight.
From that landlocked state
Pirouette to the fourth.
to training and performing in Russia, Denmark, Europe, and England, performing and then teaching.
And you're up.
For one reason.
Ballet is one of the most beautiful, it's like poetry. It's like fluid poetry. It's a beautiful form of expression.
And Susan has a knack for teaching, even to students who have no coordination whatsoever.
Take this one up to where you can still see it. That's good.
Oh, she's the best. She's such a gifted instructor.
Chris Colt will tell you Miss Massey taught him the joy of expressing himself.
So I actually started taking this the first time they offered this intro for adult ballet about 13 years ago. And I saw it advertised and thought, I'm about to turn 40. It would be really cool to do this thing.
Since then, he's been performing in the Nutcracker as well. Susan says her happiness comes from teaching adults about the joy of dance. These students are not the Richmond Ballet's professional company. They're members of the community who take classes recreationally to either learn ballet or tap back into something that they might have studied when they were younger. For fitness, for a hobby, for developing a love of ballet.
Ding, 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 little victories. There isn't a class that goes by every day I teach that I don't see somebody go, oh, yes.
Building a love of ballet.
Hey, 1, 2.
Is building better minds.
Wow, I'm obsessed with Barbara, and she's inspiring me as a former dancer to maybe get back into some adult ballet classes. Thanks for watching this week's Women in Sports. We'll be back with more great stories next week. I'm Marielle Mohs.